La da da da, I fucked up my cousin's mouth.
I had a dream I sucked my cousin's dick.
What's going on, everybody?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Seaman Doles. It's been a while. You thought you got rid of us, but
It's been a while
since I could hold my head up high. It has been a while since we actually last played. Last time we did leave off, we did finish up 1-2 with the old Tower Knight Arena. We could move on to 1-3, but the best place to go on from here, I would say typically, is 2-1, which you actually just recently told me you did, right?
Mm-hmm. I am stuck on the spider boss.
The old smithing grounds, which I'm pretty glad that you were telling me that. It's like, oh yeah, you've actually been kind of keeping on with it. Like a little bit here, a little bit there. There's a dog right there.
There is a dog right there. He's actually the final boss.
It does feel like a little like strange to be playing out here, just because I'm like,
I got past all this. I know exactly what you're doing right here.
I'm so.
Oh shit! Just run. Just run.
I've been locked on. Damn. Okay, I didn't know.
Those guys up top. Yeah.
I didn't know they'd fucking track me.
Damn, we're a heavyweight. They're sniping you, dude.
We're a big boy right now. God, it's been so long since I've played.
Ooh, yeah, these guys. I remember these guys. They take heavy damage to like your R2 stab ability.
Okay. Like we said last time, I haven't played this game since it actually came out in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But God, man, just going back through this game, I'm getting a little nostalgic for it.
This game is great, actually. I like it a lot.
Come here.
Just stab that guy, like with the R2 ability, or just that.
They're pretty. Dude, what are you doing, Colt? Sit down. They're pretty tanky too. Oh my God, I've been playing far too much God of War. I just try to roll away from him with the right stick.
Do the R2 thing I was telling you about.
The heavy slash?
The poke.
Oh, like fucking.
With the right trigger. That. See, look at
Oh
that.
yeah, that does way more.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured that out because a message said to do that when I was playing the game. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I just take these guys down pretty slow and steady. I don't try to do anything like overly aggressive. And the biggest piece of advice I can give to any new Souls player is just take your time.
Dude, weirdly enough, like I was noticing this when you were playing, like our strategies are completely different because I like to do the parries.
Yeah, I don't parry at all.
I parry like crazy in this game. But you like to go and sneak up behind them and get that stab ability. I'm not very good at doing that though, but I'm crazy. See, yeah, you've got that dialed. But I'm like, I've got the parrying down, I feel like.
I have parrying a lot better in Dark Souls 1, just because I spent time like trying to speedrun that game.
Mm-hmm.
But every other game, it could go either way. Like I could have it. I might have Dark Souls 3 okay, but we actually did a little something, a little bit of game hunting today, and we go to our retro store, Capping Games, and it's been a little bit problematic because I feel like every time we've been going to any game store lately, we find something.
For real.
And honestly, I don't even remember what I got. But it was pretty funny because
What did you get? I forgot what you got too.
Remember.
What the fuck was it? Was it a PSP game?
No, I got a PS2 game and I got Epic Mickey 2 for the Wii. That's the one I do remember.
Did you get the X-Men Dimensions game?
That's right. That's what I got. Okay, thank you. What was actually funny was Cody pointed out something in the store. That's it was what was it? Fallout?
Oh yeah, there was because I'm a pretty big Fallout fan.
He is.
Specifically, I really like Fallout 4. I know a lot of people shit on that game, and you're all wrong. I could go extensively on and on about how I think people are wrong about that game being bad. But there was like a bundle box version of it there, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And I go looking at it just like on the side. It's like behind glass. I'm like looking at it from the side. I'm like, what does it come with? And it comes with a pair of socks.
Why?
I was like, what the fuck?
What kind of marketing ploy is that exactly?
I don't know. The socks did look cool though. I'm not gonna lie, they did look kind of cool. That's what I was like. Damn, all right, that's kind of cool.
Well, it's
a little
like
steezy.
You think of when like you get like a collector's edition of a game, like you want something that'll last. But like socks are something that will go over time. Like especially if you like wear them like with any kind of frequency, they'll kind of deteriorate. But we were making jokes about I was like, oh, does this come with a gamer girl sweat in them? Actually, are these new or used socks? We were just like we were cracking up, but also the cashier was like fucking losing his shit.
We were busting them up, yeah.
And what a random thing. Okay, these guys are fucking pissing me off. I should be fine. Oh god.
Holy shit! Oh my god, bro! Like,
I hope you
we're
saw.
like, this guy's got beef jerky in his back pocket.
I hope you watched Old Yeller, you fuck.
Oh shit! Holy fuck! It's like you versus 4 Airbuds, dude.
But for for Airbud, dude, imagine if the end of Airbud was actually he just got slaughtered.
Okay, honestly, not 100 men versus a gorilla. It's 100 men versus Airbud.
Airbud,
Who the
dude.
fuck would win?
It's like Airbud is actually just like decked out in armor. He's been training in kung fu. He's actually Keanu Reeves' dog.
He is the one, dude.
Oh man, but it's been so long since we've actually played this game on the channel, but also like us ourselves. When did you play last? Because you told me
It's been a little bit now since I played this last specifically. Not too long ago.
Oh, fuck, he's got
Careful,
armor.
bro. Not too long ago, but yeah, it's been a little bit.
I'm fat rolling.
I do not know how to get past the spider boss, dude. You're like, it funnels you into a literal tunnel. And I'm like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to dodge? I was like tucking in the side of the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, okay, where do I gotta go to fucking kill this guy? And then like I went under his feet for a minute. And then he does this crazy ass move where he takes up the entire floor with spider webs. And I was like, what am I supposed to do to counter that, dude?
Wasn't there like lava in that one too, or something like that? Like he spits out lava or something.
Something like that. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. There's lava everywhere, all over the floor. I'm like, dude, what? How am I supposed to avoid that? He's like, parry this, you filthy casual. Fucking
He just fucking
vomited.
spam parry it. It actually works. He's like, what the fuck? I've never seen this shit before in my life.
Yeah, dude.
You'll see later that mechanically,
Oh my god.
bitch.
Holy shit.
God, these guys are
The homeless
hardy.
man outside of 7-Eleven asking me for
Give
change.
me your money. I know. He actually has
Holy
a pickaxe.
shit, dude. Yeah,
Dude,
he's
if
just
I
waiting
see
there.
if I see a homeless man outside the 7-Eleven with a pickaxe, it's your fault now. It's like that's a pretty good idea, actually.
It's like, who gave you that, dude? It's like, instead of giving him change, someone was like, you want this pickaxe?
I'll take it.
It's like, now I can get money whenever I want.
It's like it's the old adage, man.
The
You
infinite money glitch if you just fucking walk up with a pickaxe.
nah, man. You give a man a fish, like he can eat for a day, but you give a man a pickaxe,
Yeah, dude.
bitch. God damn it.
That's a Florida man thing. Florida man holds McDonald's hostage with a pickaxe.
Yeah, dude. As Socrates once said,
Yeah, dude. That's actually the plot to GTA 6.
it's like, oh well, we thought, what's more dangerous than man? Man with pickaxe. So
Maybe that's what inspired them to make GTA 6 in Miami. They're like, we hear all these Florida man stories. Like, is there any way like we could just make that guy
yeah, they're
the
just
protagonist
paying,
of
they're
GTA?
paying attention to headlines
Yeah. Florida man hijacks plane, crashes it into a McDonald's.
and then robs the McDonald's. I think the last time we played, we talked about the newest installation in Elden Ring.
Night Rain? I believe that comes out really soon.
Is it not already out?
I think the demo came out, from what I was hearing from my buddies at work, it comes out in like 2 weeks or something like that. They could be wrong about that. That's just what I've heard. Thank you.
So the last time we talked, I was kind of on either side of the fence with that game. There's not a chance I will be playing that game.
Not at all, huh?
I just think it goes against too much of what I like about these games.
Okay.
And
Even if it is kind of like a Monster Hunter kind of thing, or
yeah, it's
like if it's a like, what if it like turns out to be good, but in an unexpected way? Like it's not like you're like, it's not like really Dark Souls good, but it is kind of its own thing, and I like that lane. Like, what if you end up liking it like that? You're not even gonna give it a shot.
no. Just because it's like,
You're like, I don't like friends. I don't like people. I don't want to play with people.
if like this is not what I go to these games for.
Right. I actually would agree to that.
Where did I come from that way? Am I losing my fucking marbles?
So you can go here. The bridge breaks. I believe. I could be wrong.
How do I jump in this
maybe
game
I'm
again?
wrong. Maybe it's not that bridge. One of the bridges breaks.
Can you not jump in this game? Am I mistaken?
Oh, that guy's all right. Well, fucking.
You lied to me.
One of the bridges does collapse. I forget which one it is. It's that one. Try telling you.
How did he do that?
Yeah, how did he get across? Did he? Maybe you just don't sprint. Is that what that guy did?
I have no idea. Not the foggiest.
Fucking. He took a gem and it was like light as a feather or some shit.
He
cast Pot of Greed or some shit on the.
He started playing Yu-Gi-Oh on the bridge.
Yeah, dude.
You know, that would be an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! In fairness.
Dude, we saw like 3 Yu-Gi-Oh games at the store.
True.
Too. You didn't have any of those, or were you just not interested in them?
Not interested right now. Plus, they were kind of expensive.
Were they really? I thought you would be into that. What is that? GX Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah,
game?
I like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I thought that would be more up your alley. I did pick up a game called Dark Watch, which is a hybrid of Dark Souls and Overwatch, oddly enough.
Is that the case?
No, it's not at all. But it is a cool Capcom FPS shooter, which, you know, I'm pretty sure we've glazed Capcom enough
Dude,
on this channel.
I will keep glazing Capcom, because
they just have so many hidden gems, dude.
in my eyes, they can do no wrong right now.
Dude, you know, there's another game I kind of wanted to check out that is kind of got like weirdly mixed reviews because of how fucking far-fetched and out there it is. It's a game called God Hand.
I've heard of that. I don't know what it is, though.
You know who developed it?
Who?
Fucking Shinji Mikami, the director of Resident Evil and Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
And it's a Capcom game, but it's not a survival horror game. It's like a, from what I understand, it's kind of like a quick-timey type fighting game. Not a fighting game. That's a wrong way of putting it. But like it's like a kind of like a beat 'em up type fighting game.
Okay.
But it's like really over the top with its like themes. Like it's almost like a parody of, think of more like in the line of like One Punch Man, from what I understand. It's like almost like a parody of like overpowered people or like anime characters. It's got that Japanese kind of flavor to it, like like a Metal Gear kind of vibe, or yeah, kind of like a Metal Gear vibe. Like, you know how Metal Gear can be really tongue in cheek,
like
at
edgy
times?
in the same vein too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like really out. Like Hideo Kojima games are very much like, when you play a Hideo Kojima game, like you're like, this is totally his game, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing with the Shinji Mikami thing, and I was curious to like try it out. Actually, I wanted to check it out. Just, it's one of those, you know, like,
it's just one of those games.
Yeah, for real. It's like just one of those like outlandish Capcom games that
I can get behind.
I'm just kind of curious to try out.
Did I just do a big loop?
You might have. I think I kind of got lost here for a minute too. You just got to go. You know where you were running originally, and that gate was closed. I think you just opened it with that.
Yeah, I know the gate that I opened. I just need to figure out how to get back there now. But what's cool about these guys is just like,
you got to go all the way around. Go back down.
Okay. All the upgrade materials in this area are so nice.
Remember where you killed that fucking fireball fat fuck down there?
Yeah. What's up, buddy? Come here. Read some books.
Read some books.
But please go on about.
Yeah, go in there. But no, I just Capcom's got a bunch of just like random ass games like that they really never like made a sequel to or tried to turn into a franchise. Dark Watch being one of them.
Speaking of, I baited this guy into paying for a game for me. That I tricked him into paying $100 for a game on accident. It was you. It was you, dude.
It was me. Oh
yeah. You fucking idiots.
The way I reacted to that, I was like, what?
Shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, man, I'm still fucking pissed at this guy.
You should
I'm
be.
Just kidding. No, he got me back. He paid for a couple games, I think, at
and we got to
replay. I completely forgot.
We
I
got
was like, what?
We also oh, you could just walk across this.
Nice. Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, this guy robbed me blind, dude. That's why we haven't recorded in a while. I'm just kidding.
I've just been so pissed.
No, not at all.
No, freaking what was it called? But that was also a game by Capcom, and it was just one of those things where I was like, oh, dude, Capcom has enough of my goodwill right now that I'm like, I'll give this game a chance. And then it was at the cost of somebody else. This guy's being a real motherfucker. Get in my belly.
Dude, you see the jiggle physics on his stomach there? Dude, oh, fuck.
Batty. Oh, I can't do a dropping attack?
No.
They didn't add that in this game?
Nope.
Nice try, asshole.
This is a faithful recreation.
Being a real motherfucker.
You know, weirdly enough, this gives me like the Oblivion remake kind of vibe.
Dude,
A little bit, huh?
I think it's just culminated into the idea that I'm just in love with dark fantasy, and it took me this long to realize.
Dark fantasy games are cool though, for sure.
It's real, like the aesthetic does it a lot for me in a big way.
I really enjoyed the Oblivion remake. I think it's pretty solid, and it's $50.
I haven't been able to enjoy it thoroughly because my PC doesn't like any games ever.
Ooh, you want to get into something a little controversial?
Lay down on me. Talk to me.
So, Borderlands 4, right?
Fuck that game.
You know what? You might not be wrong on that.
No,
at this
go on.
point.
I don't even know.
I actually think Borderlands 4 looks pretty good.
Okay.
I know I didn't particularly like the story of Borderlands 3. A lot of people didn't like that game, and I totally get why. I'm just kind of prefacing here a bit. Borderlands 3, a lot of people didn't like. I particularly think that the end game of Borderlands 3 and the gameplay itself is really solid. You could argue that the gameplay and the gunplay is the best in the franchise, and I honestly could not argue that.
Okay.
However, I do think the story is complete ass. It is fucking terrible. I do not like the story of Borderlands 3 at all, but if you're willing to just overlook that and get to the end game content of that, I actually think the end game content is really where that game shines, and you can exploit that and get a lot of hours of gameplay. Like it kind of gives me like end game content of Destiny 1 vibes. And I really loved the end game of Destiny 1. I mean, I put hundreds of hours into it.
How do you mean? Do you just mean gameplay? Do you
like
just
there's
mean...
raids.
Okay.
Like actual you know how Destiny has raids? Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not called raids, but they're raids.
I forget what they're called. I haven't played Destiny in forever.
Well, yeah, but you get what I mean, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and same thing with Borderlands. It's not called raids, but it's kind of a raid, and the DLCs are really solid too. But anyway, but Borderlands 4, right? You know, I was like looking at the gameplay trailers and whatnot, and I was like, dude, this actually looks really good. Like they're fleshing out the gameplay even more. It looks smoother. I guess they're swimming now, which is new to Borderlands. All this shit, right? And then there has been controversy, which I don't think we've talked about on this channel yet either, with Nintendo.
Oh,
And them jacking
yeah.
their prices up, right? Which we can even dive into that too, which how I feel about it. We might have talked about that a little bit. I don't know.
No,
if
we haven't.
I don't think we have.
I don't think we've recorded at this point.
So, in case no one knows with the Nintendo thing, God, I really feel like I gotta fucking sit here and ramble for a minute.
Yeah,
Sorry.
how would you not know at this point? It's kind of everywhere.
The Nintendo Switch 2, right? Big. Everyone's probably heard at least of that, but Mario Kart World or whatever, which. All fairness, I think that game actually looks really good. I think it looks solid. I'm really excited about it.
Take it or leave it for me.
Huh?
Take it or leave it for me.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. I mean, this is where it gets into like, do I think it's worth $90 fucking dollars? Hell no. Like, and that's exactly the value of that game physically. It's $80 digitally.
God, I just want to cast a spell in here. Anyways.
I think I was taking like crossbow or arrows and shooting them.
Oh fuck.
In here, but so people are like, fuck, we're already jacking up the prices to $80 on video games? That's insane,
I
right?
think I might die, I think. I'm just like stuck in a corner right now.
Okay,
Yeah, I died.
Yeah, you died. So $80, people are like, no way that's going to be the new standard, right? Because that is ridiculous, dude. Like,
Most definitely. What I will say
I
about
love
that
video
though
games. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
is that we haven't had a price rise in a significant amount of time, which
You don't think the $70 was a hike?
when did that happen though?
That happened like right when the PS5 came out. So a couple of years ago, sure. Like 4 years ago. Crazy to think PS5's that old.
I know. Time flies.
But yeah, I mean 4 years ago, but I mean $60 games were around for how long? You know what I mean? So we went from 70 to 80 in 5 fucking years. Like that's crazy. Like
Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I lost our souls. That's fine.
rest in peace. Anyway,
Proceed.
just focus. I'll ramble for a sec. So, yeah, like I just think that, you know, $80 is a bit
Steep.
crazy. Yeah, and I think that like everyone could kind of agree to that. Like times are tough right now economically. We're trying to, like, at least for us here in America, I'm sure around the world too, but just times are tough. Like things suck. Like we're definitely, I know a lot of people, maybe not everybody out there, but a lot of people I know close to me and like acquaintances and people at work, everyone's struggling to make money right now and just kind of keep afloat. That I know personally. And I love gaming. Gaming's one of those like hobbies, I genuinely feel like it's like, yeah, like, do I have to pay like a bit for video games? Sure, but I get a lot out of it, and I don't go out, and you know, it keeps me home, and I'm entertained, you know. And while you know, I can't afford to do anything else, so it just sucks that like I feel like the industry is like exploiting us or taking advantage of that because the gaming industry is booming so much, because people, I feel like, do have the same mentality as me, where it's like, you know, I feel like video games is the one hobby I can consistently do for the most part. You know, Fortnite's free. There's free games out there to play. You don't
Most
necessarily
definitely.
have to pay for them. It just sucks that I feel like we're being taken advantage of now, and people were scared. They were like, "Oh shit, you know, like, is Borderlands 4 going to be $80?" Right? So I'm bringing this all around. Is Borderlands 4 going to be $80? Lock in, bro. Lock in. You got this. So people were like worried about that. And Randy Pitchford, the game director, recently came out and said, "Well, I'm not the one who's in charge of the pricing of the game. But if the game does turn out to be $80, if you're a true fan of Borderlands, you'll pay for it."
Shut the fuck up.
That's literally what he said. And I don't know. That really rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, bro, you had me. I was like, I was actually excited for your game. I was like, you know, I thought the game looked good, but I'm like, if that's really what you think, like, if you know, you're not a real fan of Borderlands unless you're willing to pay your, fucking $100 for a fucking game. It's not $100, but you get what I'm saying? I'm like, you can fucking say any number, and then what kind of fucking bullshit excuse is that to say that, like, oh, you know, you're not a true fan
unless you pay the fucking super mega deluxe edition
on this fucking video. Go fuck yourself, dude. No fucking shot I'm doing that. And I feel like Nintendo's kind of got the same mentality too.
Most definitely.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Why is the industry all of a sudden super greedy? And I think that's why, you know, a success like Oblivion should like open the eyes to people of like, hey,
we don't have to be assholes to our customers.
Exactly, because Oblivion Remake was $50. It was less than $60, bro. And I mean, and it's technically a remaster, right? Because they just filter the game through Unreal Engine. But to me, I feel like it feels more like a genuine remake, dude. Because they actually added some mechanics here and there that improved the overall gameplay. Like, there was no sprinting in the original Oblivion, and they added that in there. And I think the Oblivion remake is fucking great, dude. Like,
yeah, I don't think. With that said, though, I don't think remasters should be like full price. I think they should, like, at minimum. Oh, motherfucker! I forgot about this.
That's
bitch.
the homeless 7-Eleven guy. Remember?
Yeah, we had a whole conversation about him. He was the whole beginning of the GTA lore. But yeah, I don't think remasters should be full price. And like, unless it is a hard remake like this, like, I could like warrant spending full price for this game. But then it comes into the conversation of like, oh, hey, you guys buy all these super mega deluxe editions anyways, like, what's the difference? I'm just like, oh, okay, like, we can go under that logic as long as you are not then gouging me later down the line of like, like, new content's out, you know, $40. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, all right, either you give me more upfront and you stop giving me these half-made games on release, or I'm not gonna buy your fucking game.
Yeah. So like, I'm like torn, because like a part of me does want the Switch 2, going back to the Nintendo Switch 2, because I think it looks good. That's the thing that's shitty about this, is that it's not that I think it's a matter of like the quality being not there. Like, the new Donkey Kong game looks great in my opinion. I'm like, damn, that game looks fucking sick. Like,
but you also don't want them to think that they can just get away with whatever.
Exactly. And that's my issue. That's my issue with modern gaming, I think, right now. And like, even something like Doom the Dark Ages, I think, which is a new game that just came out, it's $70. I think it's really good so far. I don't know if I think it's worth $70, to be completely honest with you. I feel like the game, like, I know the game's a prequel, but I actually feel like mechanically it's got interesting things going on. Don't get me wrong. I think it is a solid game. I'm not trying to undermine the game at all. I just think that it feels more like a kind of a massive DLC to Eternal, except Eternal had more to offer than I think the Dark Ages does. There is no multiplayer content at all. You know, Eternal had a multiplayer content to it. I think Eternal's level design's a bit better too, because there's no like traversal, which makes sense like in the canon, I guess, because like he didn't get that ability yet to jump around and swing around. You know how you do that in Eternal? Like you can swing off enemies and shit with that fucking double shotgun hook, and it's so sick, right?
I didn't use that as much as I should have.
But it's like really flat, the level design, which makes sense. Like it's more of like a parry system. Weirdly enough, they adopted things from these games.
Did you figure this out, by the way? That you could just roll through these barrels right here.
Oh yeah. You're actually somewhat close to the boss, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, they like actually took a couple pages out of this book and applied that to their gameplay, which I think is kind of cool. I was like, you know what? Like to have a parry system in a first-person shooter is like really interesting. Actually, I think it's cool. I don't think it's worth $70 though.
Okay.
So far, granted, I haven't put that much time into it. Like it's badass. Don't get me wrong. I think it's badass. I think it's way more cinematic than the other two games. Like that.
I think it's a give it time situation.
Yeah, I think I need to play it a little more before I like. But so far, I'm like, okay,
damn.
You know, I don't know if it's worth that much money. And I think I read a statement the other day. I'm gonna butcher this, but it was like talking about like what developers and especially publishers, like I've emphasized that on this channel. I think even the last time we were playing this game, where I'm like, I don't really blame the developers so much as I blame the publisher.
God.
It's fucking beautiful. I know. I did the same thing when I was at this spot. I was like, God damn, this game looks good. But I don't blame the developer as much as I do the publisher that like is saying, hey, we need the game to be this and this and this, right?
Yeah, I feel like you've been more lenient on the developers than I have been.
Because I think the developers have the talent. I think it's the publishers that say, hey, apply this fucking bullshit greedy aspect to the game. You know what I mean? I really believe that. I really believe the people making the game want to make good games. They were saying that like publishers were basically trying to be like, okay, how do we put more... Like, how do we put less into a game, like put much less effort into the game, but get more money out of it? Like, they're trying to transition that. And I'm like, I never even realized that was slowly but surely happening to video games over the years. It's like, that's why graphically I feel like we've plateaued. It's because they stopped putting that much effort into it, which I think what really opened my eyes to that, dude, and I'm going to be completely real with you. I know you're not that excited for it, but seeing that GTA 6 trailer... really opened my eyes. Like, and you can say what you will about how Rockstar handled the GTA Online aspect of GTA 5, but when they drop a game, dude, I believe in my heart that at least the single player aspect, they put literally their blood, sweat, and tears into that. I really do believe that. Case in point, Red Dead Redemption 2. I really believe that. Do I think they handled Red Dead Online terribly? Yeah, horribly. But the single player experience is literally my favorite video game experience of all time, dude. Literally all time. Granted, they've taken how many years to make this game? Like, I understand that. I'm just saying, it's like, I feel like they're a developer that's like, how do we push gaming to its fullest potential? And I really do feel like other developers are like, how do we like do the bare minimum, but still get the most out of people?
And that's Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, like...
Because, like, I feel like, you know, Unreal 5 looks great, 100%. I will completely agree to that. But, like, we're just getting a lot of unoptimized Unreal Engine 5 slop right now. Where it's like, oh, yeah, like, doesn't everything look good in this engine? I'm just like, oh, yeah, but you're doing nothing to innovate the game, actually. Whereas, like, oh, yeah, no. Am I excited for GTA 6? No, not at all. But I can game recognize this game, where I'm just like, oh, yeah, this game, like, clearly... looks like it's better than anything on the market from a visual fidelity standpoint. I can't even take that away from it.
Yeah.
Is it a game I'm going to want to play? Maybe, maybe not.
Like what I just said could age like milk, dude. Honestly, like maybe the game story is fucking ass. Maybe there's greedy aspects to the single player. I'm just saying from what I've seen visually, I mean, I don't think anybody's debating the fact that, or they're like, when they saw that trailer, they're like, holy shit, like this looks fucking damn near real. You know? And I'm like, dude, but that's what video games, that feeling of like, holy shit, when you'd play a game, video games used to be like that every fucking year. Like every year you'd play a new game, be like, look at this fucking game, dude. And you'd play it and be like, holy shit. Heal up, heal up.
You ever just see a trailer for a game?
But you get what I'm saying, right?
No,
like
most definitely.
Like watching that trailer gave me that feeling, and I haven't felt that from looking at a trailer like that in a while. That was the one I was actually thinking of, was that bridge.
Fuck, where even am I? Oh, I'm back
down
here. God damn it. Son of a
But
bitch.
but it kind of opened my eyes in a way where I'm like, yeah, I'm like, if these guys are capable of doing this, then every other developer, I'm looking at you, Ubisoft, is fucking capable of doing that too. I feel like Ubisoft is like Ubisoft, EA, Activision, those three. You guys make so much fucking money, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. Maybe Ubisoft not lately, which is good, finally. But you guys in general make so much money, there is no fucking excuse. Like, rein back the yearly releases on your games and actually put some fucking effort into a game. You know what I mean? Or do like what your idea was, which is genius, which is like, hey, why don't we dial back like the fucking $30, $50 million budget games and spread that money across like 4 different smaller games?
Well, and then like you can take a pointer from Nintendo, say what you will about their business practices, but they do make quality games. I can't take that away from them for sure. Like, am I the biggest Nintendo fan? Absolutely not. But like, I recognize that their games are extremely charming.
Sure.
So like, and like you can say a Nintendo game is like, oh damn, this Nintendo game looks good, even though it's not the most highest fidelity thing. Like, I think Mario Odyssey is a good looking game, but it's because it's stylized. You can have a game look fantastic, but without like, it could be a 720p game. It doesn't have to be like fucking Unreal Engine 5 or whatever. And like, I'm just like, oh yeah, reel back the budget, reel back like the visual fidelity as far as like spending and expenditures, make a tight package, and like, more than anything, like, a game can look great just by having a good and unique style.
Right.
And like, if you do that, like, you can make these like little games, but collectively add up to where you want to be as far as like, oh, like, you know, we didn't sell like a bajillion copies of one game, but we sold like $2 or $3 million with each of these smaller games, and then those each like give us like a bit of rapport in our like our reputation. It's like, oh, then we can build up trust within the community, and then we could like, you know, go out on a limb with some of these other projects, and then before you know it, it's just like, oh, you're a beloved company all over again.
Right.
And like, that's just kind of how I'm feeling about the game right now, where it's just like, I don't really care about these big titles. Like, I haven't truly been excited for anything that's coming out, and part of that is in large part, I think, the like content oversaturation that's going on with things where like, so much of the game, like, it's one thing if it's just the trailer, but you know, you have these people chasing the content creation game with news based around the game, and it's not just one person, it's like 50 fucking people. It's like, here's the latest news with the new fucking what was the game we were just talking about? Doom: The Dark Ages. And then you have 10 people reporting on that every fucking day with every update, and by the time the game comes out, you're so spent on content that you're kind of exhausted on the game before you even crack into it.
Right.
And that's how I've been feeling with the newest releases, and I'm just like, oh, okay, it's one thing if I didn't care before, but now this is just annoying to me.
Video games are more popular than they've ever been.
Yeah.
And I think that will be the downfall of the industry in a way. And just hear me out. Like, it's not
I don't even disagree.
Like, I think it's because video games have become the mainstream now in entertainment. Think about it. Like it is so overbearingly like deeply rooted in most people's lives. Like, not like, even if you don't play video games, you know someone that plays them a lot.
Absolutely.
Like, it's so enrooted in like our culture that you see even like television shows and movies going like, we need to just make a fucking, they just announced today that they're making an Elden Ring movie.
I saw that.
So, but that's what I'm saying is like, it's so ingrained in our culture at this point. It's so fucking popular that it's like reached mainstream status, like even to people who do not play video games, like celebrities, right? And I do think that could be a slippery slope into like bad news territory.
Giving me like Resident Evil vibes, but continue.
100%. Into like bad news vibes, because then it could be like the art aspect of it could just be sucked out of the industry so fast. We're already seeing it happen, you know? Like, that's why people like really cherish games like this, or really cherish games like Resident Evil, is because there's something like special about those games that just have a lot of love and care put into them. That's what made those games what they are. These games, what they are. Your game needs to feel like its own original thing. You don't want your game to feel like oh, this game feels like Dark Souls. That's the thing that I feel like is why I think everyone's so excited for GTA 6, even mainstream, like why I think GTA 6 will blow things out of the water. Like, it's going to be the best-selling video game of all time. I don't think anyone doubts that. Like, GTA is too popular. But I honestly think in a way, I'm like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, like when you hear like the most popular like musician or something, it's like you almost kind of like, fuck them because they're the most popular thing popping right now.
Yeah, I get that.
In a way, I feel like GTA gets a pass because I do feel like their games do innovate. Like Rockstar does innovate their games. You could say what you will about like how their open world aspect has been pretty much the same over the years. But if that hasn't changed over the years, then they change it up in their storytelling and their delivery. But like that's a developer I really feel like that puts their heart and soul into what they're making. I really think that they are that. I think whoever the publisher is for Rockstar, which I think is like Take-Two or something like that, they're the ones that are like I wonder if there's a contract out there that they signed where it's like, listen,
You have to make good stuff.
well, I feel like this is probably how the conversation went down. Dead ass. All right. The game director was probably like, I will do what you want, as far as like we need to figure out how to make people spend more money on our games even after they buy it, right? Which I'm sure publishers all think that. They sit in a boardroom and they're like, how do we make more money off gamers, right? But I bet you the game director was like, I will sign a contract where it's like, you can do whatever the fuck you want to the online aspect, but you cannot tell me what to do with the single player.
Okay.
And I guarantee you there was some sort of conversation like that, because there is a night and day difference in quality, in my opinion, between the online aspect to Rockstar's games and to the single player. The single player, dude, feels like a piece of true art, dude. I'm telling you, like Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a reason why that game gets glazed, dude. Like, it's because it really is like a piece of art. But then you play the online, which is fine, but it just feels like it's like, yeah, if you spend real money on gold bars, then you can get this fucking crazy saddle for your horse. I'm like,
oh, is this what you're...
Yes, this is the tunnel, dude. I tucked myself right there. Go up a little bit. To the left. I tucked myself to the left.
Fuck.
Right there. To your left. Immediate left. That's where I hid for a minute.
He's webbed me.
Anyway, I'm just totally rambling, but...
No, I
don't
mean...
even know how we got onto this conversation. Oh, it's because of fucking...
Okay, this
Borderlands
guy's being a
4.
real motherfucker.
You can hide right there.
Right here?
You see where that body is in the wall? Or
Yeah, yeah.
Just go right next to him. A little bit past him. Like right there. See? That's where I was hiding. And then I ran up on him and he did this fucking move that just destroys the ground.
Okay. Alright, well, we made it to him.
Yeah.
No,
But in a roundabout way, I'm just worried that gaming is going in a direction where it's more, how do we exploit our audience for all the money that they have, and less about like, how do we make something that we truly are passionate about that makes people fall in love with games.
Well, and then why is it our problem too that you decided to add 3 times the budget to your next installment? Like, and then that's why the base cost of games is being raised. Why is that our fault? And why are you taking that out on the player?
But that's how exactly that, like that Randy Pitcher was like, if you care about our games, you'll buy the game. I'm like, fuck you. That's why I feel that way. Like, dude, I was like really like actually hyped for that game, but I'm like, after you said that, I'm like, your game can go fuck itself, dude, quite frankly.
Well, and then maybe even subconsciously I've recognized that as well, and maybe that's why I'm not really excited for anything, where it's just like, okay, like, in what way are you gonna try to fucking, like, fuck me over however you can, whether that be, like, giving me, like, a half-assed game for $80, and then it's like, oh, yeah, we're still giving you guys essentially a beta, but we're calling it the full game.
Yeah, it's like the way they phrase things. It's like you didn't really notice it until you really notice it, you know, where it's just like, yeah, if you fucking... spend like the extra, then you realize you're like, damn, I didn't even realize it, but I ended up spending like $120 on one fucking video game. How did I end up doing that? And it's because it's like, oh, you need the $20 extra to get this piece of content that's with the game. And it's like, It's like, what? How did we get to this point where we're dropping fucking hundreds of dollars on a fucking game? It's crazy.
But that also pigeonholes you into like your decisions with gaming, because like before, and you could look at this as just like a state of the way things are right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't stay that way. Where before I didn't have to think about too hard about what games I was buying. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna buy this when it comes out, and no big deal. But then now I'm just like, oh damn, $80.
Yeah, you're like counting your pennies, dude. You're like,
that kind of hurts.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, can I really afford to take a chance on a game that I might like? I'm like, no, fucking throw it in the wish list. I'll buy it when it goes on sale.
And it's taking longer and longer and longer for them to make games too.
No, most definitely.
So that's why you have these dry spells where you're just like, fuck, I feel like nothing's come out, and that the shit that has come out's ass.
But now on top of that, too, with the base cost of games going up, is you're going to have to start making some decisions. Let's say multiple games come out around the same time. Well, guess what? Yeah, you're going to be counting your pennies again, and where you might have been able to afford 3 games before, you're able to afford 2.
Yeah, 3 games today would be $210.
3 games before was 180, and while that was still expensive for sure, you know, it was still under $200, you know, assuming that the base cost was 60. Okay, I'm gonna get fucked here. Fine. I'm running. I'm plating. They're on me. They're coming on me.
No, but like, I'm not as like so many of my buddies at work obsess over these games. And like, they know Miyazaki by name and stuff like that. And like, I know you're a big fan of these. My brother's a big fan of these games. And I may not be as big of a fan, and I am enjoying Demon's Souls so far. Like, I'm just kind of dipping my toe into what these games offer.
Yeah, you understand where it comes from.
I absolutely recognize why gamers like these games, though. And it's because they do have that charm about them that separates them from the rest of the industry. Now, with that being said, am I worrisome about all these other projects that From Software's coming out with that are all multiplayer focused and stuff like that? Like, Night Rain could be good, right? But that also could open the window of opportunity of like, how in the fuck do we exploit these gamers to put more money into this game? It's like, do you want this dope ass sword?
Or like,
you know what I mean?
Here's
like,
a new level for you to play, just $15.
Right, or exactly. Like, do I think the idea of that's cool? 100%. Like, it's worth trying.
Sure.
But am I a little worried in the back of my mind of like what that means in the future? 100,000%, dude. Like,
well, now on top of that, like speaking of From Software, I don't know if you heard, but From Software is making a Switch exclusive title, which is like, everyone's just calling it Bloodborne 2. Don't know if that's accurate. Hard to say.
Yeah, I actually forget the title of the
yeah,
game,
I don't know. Like, fucking,
I know what you're talking about though.
Elden Born 3. I don't know. Which it feels like a slap to the face a little bit. Like, it's cool that they're developing other stuff, but I'm just like, okay, like, what if I don't want the Switch 2? And I still want to play this game because I do love everything From Software does, and all I've done is support From Software. I've tried to get all my friends to play From Software games, but if I want to play this fucking game in your lineup, you're gonna make me buy a piece of hardware to get it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that, because to be honest, I don't really care about the Switch 2. Like, would it be cool to have one? Sure. But I'm just like, oh, dude, that's $500 because you know damn well I want the fucking Mario Kart edition, because, yeah, why would I want to pay $90 for the same game?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. And then on top of that, there's the, what is it? The controversy stuff with the end user's license agreement.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No.
Where it's like, hey, you guys you are purchasing the console itself, but you are not purchasing the Nintendo software that is piloting this. So if we see any kind of illegal modding on your console, we will brick your console.
Really?
Yes. They will go as far as to brick your console if they catch you modding the Switch 2.
Wow, I did not hear about that.
I'm just like, okay, so we really don't own this hardware then. That's pretty much how everyone's looking at it. And to a capacity, they're correct.
That's crazy though.
I'm just like, oh, I bought this. I should be able to do whatever I want with it. But
yeah, dude. Like some people, that's a hobby for them, is to just kind of mod their shit and make cool ass like weird tech looking consoles. Like I see people making like on YouTube all the time, like
the
people making their own
ultimate
like
PS3.
it's a portable PS2. You can put PS2 discs in it, and you know, like modify it. Like if that's like a slippery slope of being like, hey, like no longer do people have the freedom to modify their tech. That's such fucking horseshit. Like, I think that's like, how are people supposed to be, you know, interested in tech if they can't fucking experiment with it?
Well, I can understand like when it comes to piracy, like oh yeah,
I was just about to say that.
I jailbroke my Switch.
I was
sure,
just about
I
to
can
say that.
understand that, but like with like Smash players, because I've really been into Smash lately. I've been playing a lot of Smash. The best way to play Smash Ultimate is by modding the training mode, because the training mode in Smash is fucking terrible if you're a fighting game player, and like take the game remotely seriously. So it's like, oh yeah, we modded in all these features to Smash Ultimate so that we can actually learn how to play the game in a more efficient manner. And I'm like, oh, okay, if that triggers that as well, then that kind of fucking sucks, because like, well, yeah, why would I want to play your shitty training mode?
Yeah.
Like, I need more out of this game. I'm trying to play this game to the highest level. I'm going to mod the fucking game so I can get some benefit.
Yeah.
So if that strikes that chord as well, I'm just like, oh, yeah, that fucking bites.
But bricking your console's crazy. Like, I can understand if, like, there's a way... I don't know. Bricking your console's crazy. I think that's insane.
It's a slippery
like, actually
slope.
destroying your system, that's insane.
Yeah, like, you will no longer have access to the software piloting the Nintendo Switch 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so, I mean, it feels like, it really does feel like you can copy-paste any kind of drama with Nintendo throughout the years, and it's applicable to modern day.
It's just, I just fucking hate that greed is the root of all of this. Everything that's going on with the video game industry that is, like, bad, it all comes down to greed. It's literally like I was just saying, how do we get more money out of people? It's like, why is it, like... that the money that you're making is not good enough? Like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, you get what I'm saying? I'm like,
$90 for Breath of the Wild in 4K, Mr. Squidward.
Legit though, I'm like, okay, listen, especially Nintendo, it's inexcusable. I'm like, your fucking games are great. Don't get me wrong, but if you're gonna try and sit here and tell me that it's fucking that even the new Mario Kart World is worth $90 over a game like Red Dead 2, which I'm telling you took way more effort to make that fucking game. No shot it's worth $90, dude. There's no fucking way that you guys put that much money into that fucking game to create that game. There's no fucking way. I don't believe it. I really don't.
Well, on top of that, too, I just kind of thought about this.
Like, sorry, just to finish that.
No, you're good.
I know Nintendo's been, like, just so I don't get attacked in the comments where it's like, Nintendo's never been about the graphics. I understand that. I 100% understand that. That's why I love them. I'm like,
pound for pound development.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I know they're more about being creative with their gameplay than it is about the spectacle, right? With like the graphics and stuff. Like, I understand that. I respect that. Like, I'm not saying that like they need to make their games look hyper realistic or anything like that. I'm just saying that like I don't think they're not changing up enough into what they do to justify that price tag. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
It really does feel like it's just a simple exploitation of their audience. And I think it's fucking greedy, and I think it's disgusting. And they're not the only ones that are doing it, dude. Like,
the biggest thing for me, too, and I just thought of this, is like, think of who these games are targeted at.
yeah.
They're targeted at little kids.
Dude, exactly.
Is there a bunch of adults that play them? Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
But when it comes to asking, like, little kids don't have income. So guess what? Who they have to go
their mom
to?
and dad, and then it's like, oh, it's the parents' fault because they can't afford it. If they cared so much about their kids, they'd buy their kids that game. Fuck you.
But on top of that, like, imagine being the kid asking is like, oh, hey, like, mom, I'd really like the console price, not even that bad.
No, it's not.
The games is like, oh, going up to your mom or dad and being like, oh, hey, mom, can I have the new Mario that came out? It's like, oh, yeah, like, how much is it? Yeah, it's $90. Can you, as a child, like, justify like the price tag of a parent that might not understand how like the gaming landscape is? $90?
Or even then, it's like, if parents out there that, you know, don't make that much money and they want to make their kids happy with whatever they can, it's like, yeah, like I'll buy my kid a video game because my kid likes to do that. That's one thing my kid can do. You know, not everyone's living conditions are, you know, like ours. You know, some people really struggle to get by. And so video games really is all they have. So like how shitty would you feel as a parent where you're like, I can't afford this for my son or my daughter who wants to play this? And I think that's fucking bullshit to put the blame on the parent on something like that when it really is the industry that's exploiting that.
I guess you just don't love your kid. Sorry.
That's kind of the response that Randy Pitchford, not kid, but like he was just like, I guess you don't care enough about Borderlands. If you really cared about Borderlands, you'd spend $80 on our game. That's why I feel so strongly about that. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit, dude.
Me, for my money, if there was a game, and I don't even, like I said, I don't even give a fuck about GTA.
Right, but you're saying it to justify a price tag like that?
I'm just like, oh, that would be the one game where I could be like, you know what? I see it.
Yeah, not to put the fucking idea out into any of their minds, but yes, I agree with you too. Like that's a game where if it's good and like, you know what I mean? Like if you play it or whatever and you're like, damn, like this is like
I actually think this way is inoptimal.
Like, you know, graphically it's the most impressive video game to date. You know, you get so many hours of this video game, endless amounts of content, you know. There's just tons of shit to do that you get on that price tag. Sure. If you can justify that to me, then I can't argue it. There is no fucking way that it's like Mario Kart, but it's open world is going to be worth $90 to. That's
yeah, I
crazy
don't want developers going in with the idea that it's like, oh, hey, we're gonna develop a game with a budget that's gonna justify God damn.
Oh my god, dude, this is fucking getting bulldozed.
We're gonna develop a game with the idea in mind that the game is going to be $90 or $100 because, dude, it's going to get to the point where people are going to start voting with their wallets. And guess what? We all saw what happened with Ubisoft. Don't think it can't happen to you too, motherfucker.
I think that's happening, though. I think that is happening right now. And because Doom the Dark Ages flopped.
Really?
Really hard. Yeah. It did significantly less than Eternal.
Well, for now.
But
how much are we talking though?
Like the player count is not that high on Steam, like really at all. It was kind of like dead on arrival, weirdly enough.
Wow.
Not completely dead, but it was a flop for id Software. I'm not spending $70 on a game that short, like, and I can't argue that, dude. I'm like, please keep continuing to vote with your wallet. It's like, you notice how Oblivion sold incredibly well? Like, incredibly well.
Yeah.
And it shadow dropped. Literally no fucking promo on that game, dude. Literally out of nowhere, Bethesda was like, here, there you go. Literally just dropped it, and it sold like crazy. $50 game.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is like, I spoke on content oversaturation, where it's just like, you as a developer can do the smart work and realize that people are going to talk about your game for you, so you don't even need to worry about advertisement in your budget. You can just reel that back into like the budget for your actual game. Because TikTok is so prominent, because Instagram is so prominent, because all these things are so prominent, word's going to get around whether you put in money for the budget or not. Bethesda has such a like cult following anyways with all their games, and for how long have people talked about it's like, oh yeah, Oblivion remake would be great, like I would love that.
But I think the reason why that game is getting so much praise right now and people are so happy with how that turned out is that, dude, that game has like fucking hours upon hours of content in it.
Yeah.
And it came with all of its DLC. Like it's Shivering Isles is in it. I think there might be one more DLC in there, but like it's the full game.
Yeah.
Tons of content, like how games used to be back in 2006, which was when Oblivion came out. Was 2006. So it's like people are playing that with the new fucking fresh coat of paint on it, and they're going like, damn, this game's hella good. It's like, yeah, video games used to be really good. Developers used to make games like this all the time, where it was like you bought the game and that's what you got, you know? And I think gamers are starting to open their eyes to that and be like, damn. And it's like, yeah, dude, stop spending your fucking money on these other bullshit games like your fucking Maddens every year and your fucking like.
Well, hold on. There might be an asterisk on even that, because I was gonna say, is like, I'll consider your content hour per dollar, where like, you know, that's why like fighting games are so important for me, and I can kind of warrant the price tag, is because I know I'm gonna play this game for like 300 hours.
Sure.
Where it's like, poison resistance ring. Okay.
Right. But going back to the Dark Ages thing, I think that's why that game flopped. It's because they're like, yeah, 12 hours. Yeah, I'll wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah, that's
Or I'll
pretty
play
much
it on Game Pass.
That's exactly what I said to you. Whereas just like, do I want to play the game? Yeah. Like, am I itching for it day one? No, not enough to like.
Dude, I'm an id Software fan, and I'm telling you, don't spend $70 on it. I literally am telling people that. I'm like, it's not. No offense to id Software. I think you're a great developer. Like, I love all of your fucking games, literally almost all of them. I don't think that game's for that amount of time that's in the game. It's not worth $70, dude. Like. I would tell you to go play Oblivion Remake before I would tell you to play Doom the Dark Ages. If you're going to buy a video game right now.
Yeah.
Like, even my buddies at work, they were like, yeah, is that Oblivion Remake good? I was like, yeah, dude, you should buy it and play it. And like, my buddy Juan was like, I was like, he's like, I bought that Oblivion Remake. I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, do you like it? And he's like, yeah, I do a lot, actually. And I was like, and he'd never even heard of Elder Scrolls.
That's wild.
He was like, I've never even heard of these games. And I was like trying to explain it to him. I was like, did you ever play Fallout or anything like that? And he was like, yeah, I played Fallout. I was like, it's exactly like that. It's just more dark fantasy type style.
Big sword and magic go burr.
Yeah. And he was like, okay. And he was like really enjoying it. And I'm like, yeah. And then he was asking me about Doom the Dark Ages. And I was like, yeah, it's good. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to spend $70 on it, though. Like, I feel like an asshole because I know people are struggling with their fucking money, dude. I am not going to sit here and genuinely be that fucking asshole that makes them buy a game going off my word and they're going like, yeah, it was good, but like, fuck, I beat it in a day.
Well, I think that kind of reels back into what I was talking about, where it's like, you know, I didn't even pitch it like this, but like reel back, make smaller projects, don't sell them at full price, because because then you're developing to the economic time that we're in.
Yep.
It's like, hey, but you know, is it like a Ubisoft question where it's like, oh, yeah, we have like 200 bajillion employees that we all need to keep paid. I'm like, oh, well, then you're fucking retarded for one. If you're that heavily staffed,
right?
And if you are that heavily staffed, then yeah, put them up to something good. Make them develop these side projects, but not for full price because they're not gonna be able to fucking afford that.
Yeah, and just to clarify, like, I'm not saying that my buddy Juan like is him specifically struggling or anything like that.
I am.
Because he's not. I'm just saying in general, I think people are just careful about where they're spending their money, right?
You have to be.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we live in a time now where you can't, it's like what you said earlier. It's like there used to be a time where you could just be like, oh, new game, I'm gonna buy it and play it. It's not really like that for a lot of people anymore, you know? Like, even I myself am starting to become picky about like what I'm gonna buy now because I'm like, dude, it's just getting too ridiculous, especially if games are going to be $80 now. Like, and I want to play that Mario Kart game. That's the fucking upsetting part. I think this is the move I was talking about. That's the move.
I think I'm dead, I think.
That's devastating. What the fuck do you even do there?
You have to go back. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to unequip a lot of stuff.
I know this kind of turned into a fucking rant Let's Play thing, but I don't know. That's just currently what's going on with the industry. You and I haven't really talked about it actually a lot.
Call me McDonald's because I'm loving it, dude. I'm absolutely for everything that we're talking about right now because so much of it obviously directly applies to me and like my current standing with video games. I'm like, you have to take everything into consideration. It's like, oh yeah, this game is $80. Well, guess what? That's $80 I don't have for gas or food, or if I want to hang out with my friends in any capacity, this game has to be good enough for me to commit the time to it, or else I'm gonna be pissed off about my purchase.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, all right, like if you warrant the price tag, that's one thing, but there's also alternatives too with free-to-play games. Free-to-play games are a bigger market than they ever have been, and yeah, they capitalize in their own like practices as well from like monetary gain, But, you know, it's an option in gaming that wasn't really as prominent before.
See, but that's the part, like, the free-to-play thing
Bitch.
is actually genius from the publisher's mindset of, like, how do we get money out of people, if you really think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they could always say, right? They could always use the excuse of, like, but it's free. But if I want to do anything in your fucking game, I actually have to spend money on this other shit. Like, I'm not saying every game's like that. Like, Fortnite's not like that. Like, you can still play that game and enjoy it.
Does the game come to mind with that?
Warzone is free to play. Warzone is free to play.
It all comes back to Call of Duty.
But if you want to actually do anything in Warzone, you're probably going to want that new meta gun. And if you want that meta gun, you're probably going to want to get the battle pass. By the way, if you don't get the battle pass in enough time and get through it in enough time, it's locked forever. Bye-bye. You don't get to get that gun. At least the last time I played Call of Duty was like that. Which is why I think a game like Helldivers is actually a really solid, like, multiplayer game.
Helldivers is not free.
No, I'm just saying in general, like
Okay,
a multiplayer game. I think Helldivers is actually really solid. And the reason why is because their battle passes or whatever, their packs that you can get, they stay there forever.
Well, so like the example of like a free game is like, oh yeah, Fortnite for sure. But the other one is Marvel Rivals.
Sure.
And I think it comes down to the, like, you know, talk on Marvel Rivals is probably slowed down. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention on the standing of that game, but at its core, they started by making a good game, and didn't surround it by any like bullshit practices other than like, oh hey, we monetize our skins. With that said though, like the monetization of these skins is like egregious, where it's like, oh yeah, you want this skin? It's $20, by the way.
Yeah.
So you made a full cost game essentially.
You don't have to get it, but
within 3 skins. You buy 3 skins, that is a full cost game right there. Well, yeah. I guess 4 skins now. 4 skin.
No, but that like when we started playing Marvel Rivals, that's why I played it for like maybe a couple days. And then I was like, I'm kind of over it. I'm like, I've played games like this. It literally is an Overwatch clone. You know? Like, I don't think it's a bad game. I just don't think it's my kind of game. I just don't think that's what I don't like games like that.
That's
anymore,
totally fair.
Where it's like, we need your attention all the time now. And like you need to be active with this game all the time. And I know there's tons of people out there that like games like that. It's just not really what I'm looking for. And I just feel like I'm exhausted of that.
No, that's totally
that
valid.
type of multiplayer. Even Call of Duty, something I used to love. I'm exhausted of it. I'm just exhausted of that type of video game. I think that's why like a game like Repo really grabs my attention, is because it's super unique in what it's trying to do.
Yeah, you're just looking for like a different flavor of
I just want something different multiplayer wise. It's not that I don't want difficulty in my games. I just want something to feel unique. And so when I played that multiplayer game, like even though there was a game called Lethal Company that came out first that kind of had the same tone of that, Repo felt like a more refined version of that. And I think the idea of, careful that guy.
I'm running.
I think the idea of like, what's it called? The audio or whatever? Shit. Proximity.
Yeah,
audio.
proximity chat.
I think the idea of that is really cool. It's super immersive. It's a way of making multiplayer games immersive, which is something I've had an issue with in the past with co-op games, where it's like, I want to play this game co-op, but you can't really get immersed in what the game's trying to do because you're dicking around too much with your friend, you know? And Repo, I feel like, actually, you know, takes advantage of that aspect of co-op gaming, and that's what makes that game good, you know? Is like, because dicking around is half the fun. It could be my age. Maybe I'm just, as I'm getting older, I'm just not as into like hyper competitive games. I just feel like hyper competitive games are almost like a dopamine like addiction in a way, where it's like you want to keep playing this game. You're gonna want. It's like you're saying with the fucking skins. It's like you don't have to buy them, but it's like, yeah, but I've played this character enough. I should. It's a dopamine thing, dude. Like,
yeah, like you're warranting this purchase over time by, it's like, oh well, you know, I like the game, I might as well support it, and then that's like the gateway drug.
Right.
Like, that's how they get access to your wallet to begin with. But then after that point, it's just like you just keep making these little justifications. It's like having a credit card.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh yeah, like I'll just get this now. I won't wait till I get paid. Like I'll make up for it when I get paid. And then you start making more and more justifications, and then before you know it, you're $80 bajillion in the hole.
Prime example of a game that really got me like that. Okay, where how I was talking about way earlier, I was like, you like blink, you're like, oh, I spent $60 on this game. You blink, and 2 years later, you're like, how did I end up dropping like $200 on this fucking game, right?
Okay.
Prime example of that is the first Destiny. Because I literally bought that game and I was just like, okay, it's okay. And then I got really into the raid that it offered. And I was like, okay. And I got really into like I was playing with random people. We were like, there was this app you could get where you could play with random people to match up for a raid because you had to have a minimum of 6 people, right?
Yeah.
Like I was into Destiny, dude. Like fucking locked in on that game for 2 years, okay? That game dropped with $60, right? It's been a while since I played that first one, but I could be wrong. But they came out with 2 DLC that were like levels, right? Just like kind of basic level things that you could do. They weren't that long, but I bought them. I was like, okay, there's like games got 2 DLCs. Each were $20. Okay.
Okay.
So I bought those. Here, actually, I'll finish. Let's lock in on this.
No, you're straight.
You got it, bro. Just be careful of his fucking, Obi-Wan, I have the high ground type shit.
It's over, Anakin.
Yeah, I have the high ground type shit. He might do that lava attack. If he does that, you're cooked. I don't know how to get him around that.
Fuck.
Careful. No. So you have to run away from that?
As far as I know. As far as I remember.
Oh, you're right.
It's been a long time, mon ami.
That's how you get around that. Okay, so once you just start spilling that on the ground, you just run back to the start.
Come on, give me something to look at.
Nice. Okay. Rose locked in.
Fuck you.
Careful.
It's just the slow game.
What was I talking about? So I remember when
I don't.
after this. What the
I
fuck
already lost it, bro.
I lost it too. God damn it! It was hella good too. I was so fucking
I
shit.
apologize, Shale. You motherfucker.
Damn it! It was hella good too. What I was about to fucking spit about. Gone forever. I'm too locked in on what you're doing. Go!
I'm cooked.
No, you got it. Come on. Oh, go. Oh, no.
It's over, chat.
Fuck.
I
You're
got
halfway through, too.
I got hit by his spidery webs.
Bitch.
But
dude.
you have the idea now.
Yeah, I do have the idea. Damn, I was super locked in. God damn it.
Well, such is life. This game is just so encapsulating in all it is, in all its glory.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah, sorry the gameplay hasn't been the best of all time.
It's all good, dude. We were fucking cooking on what we were talking about. I'm fucking pissed about forgetting what I'm about to say.
I'm trying to think of what you're...
I know, me too. Dude, I knew I was about to say something like I really had a point I was getting to. Fuck.
I'm trying to think of what we...
Specifically I was talking about. I know we were ranting about the industry.
Oh, free to play. And we talked about Overwatch and fucking... like being competitively burnt out on games.
Oh, dude, we were. You were absolutely.
Is that ringing any bells?
Yes, we were talking about like repo and stuff like that. That's right.
Uniqueness in a game of like not
or
just
the
getting...
dopamine rush of it all. And you were right. That is what we were talking about. Oh no, it was Destiny. Thank fucking God. Okay, so I really wanted to make a point with that. Thank God I remembered. Okay, so I spent $20 originally on the DLC, right? And then there was another DLC that was another $20, right? And then originally it was just that. I can't believe I just somehow fucking pulled that out of the ether. And then get this, dude. They made it another expansion that was $40. Okay? Then they made another expansion, I'm pretty sure, that was another $40 fucking dollars, and those had raids. Like there was like the Taken King, and then there was one more, I think, And like by the time that game was like done, like there was no more shit coming out, I fucking realized, I was like, dude, I put like fucking 600 something hours, which I know those are rookie numbers for a lot of gamers out there, but for me, that's a lot of fucking time into a game. And I spent so much money on that fucking game. And I don't think I've done that on a game since, because I realized, I was like, dude, like this game has just like bled my wallet dry, dude. I'm like, I don't know how it managed to do that, because it was like my first like real exposure to like a MMO type game like that, you know? Because I wasn't PC gaming at the time when the game came out. Like, game came out in like what, 2014?
That
played on my PS4.
sounds right.
I didn't get my PC till like 2018, 2019. Like literally, it was the first time I came up to an area where it's like, this spot is locked off because you have to have the expansion to get to this area. And I was like, I guess I have to have it. Like,
I need it.
yeah, dude. Like, that's how it fucking sunk its claws into me. And I think that's why I'm so hyper aware of that type of shit in games today, dude. Is because I'm like, that's how they get you. It's like, oh yeah, like, and that was a $60 game, bro. And that's how they get you in free to play. Like, it's way more like, I don't know, like sinister, I feel like today. Like how they try to
In ways.
get you to spend money.
Because like they definitely more sinister in fashion. Like what I will give Destiny to a capacity is like it is giving you a chunk of content you didn't have before. But you could also equally argue it's like, oh well, they could have just put all that in there to begin with.
But the thing I'm thinking about is I'm like, okay, they added a raid, that's pretty cool, but like if you really think about it, it's not all that much content for $40 fucking dollars.
Sure.
Which is like, at the time, 2/3 of the fucking full price game. You know, I'm like, I don't know if it's adding that much content, dude. Like, you know, and that was back in 2014. So I'm like Destiny 2. My brother was playing Destiny 2 the other day. He's like, Cody, they're adding a Star Wars expansion. And I was just like, I am not getting back into Destiny, bro. I was like, I fucking love Star Wars, dude. You know this. Like, anybody who knows me knows I love fucking Star Wars. That's why Caden was like, they're adding like lightsabers and fucking guns. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I was like, but is it an expansion? Are they adding Star Wars planets? How does that make any fucking sense to the lore of Destiny? It doesn't. He was just like, I don't know. I'm like, been getting back into it and playing it. And I was just like, I'm not fucking, kind of went on a little rant when I was like at my mom's house. I was like, I'm not fucking doing this again. I was like, that's how they fucking get you, dude. They make you, I was like, if I buy this expansion, he's like, yeah. I was like, do I have all the other expansions that came out with it? He's like, no, you have to buy all those separately. He's like, but they go on sale all the time. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
And that's how they get you. They go on sale all the time.
Exactly how they fucking get you, dude. I'm like, how many expansions does Destiny 2 have? Like more than
a bajillion at this point.
Probably a lot, dude. Like legit.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like
I told him, I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. I was like, I don't give a fuck if, you know, they put Star Wars in it, dude. I was like, I love Star Wars, but I was like, that's not enough for me to get back into the game. And Bungie's under some deep shit right now anyway, and I don't think they're going to recover from it, so.
Dude, this guy's being a real fucking bitch. Jumping back a bit about, like, the desire for different flavors within gaming is because, like, oh, yeah, not everything I do I want to, like, obviously I'm the fighting game guy, but I don't want to play fighting games all the time always. Like, and yeah, it does like strike that competitive side of me, and I love that. I love that those games bring that out of me, but I don't want every game that I play to be like the most hyper competitive game ever. Like, I like chill, casual stuff from time to time. Like, these games strike a different chord that I really like and enjoy. But, you know, sometimes I want, like, a turn off my brain kind of game. It's like, yeah, once, like, I don't know, once you've got your fill of, like, a genre like Overwatch, I don't know, there's not super a spearhead on it, but I get where you're coming from. I don't want a lot of feels like, so I can understand if you already spent maybe, like, a bunch of time in something like Overwatch to begin with, which I do remember you told me you played some Overwatch.
I did. I was really into Overwatch when it first came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally then understand how you're just like, yeah, like maybe Marvel Rivals just isn't for me.
Weirdly enough, I do kind of long for at least one. I want one competitive game that I like actually devote time to and get good at. I do want one. But the problem is I always end up choosing games that like fuck over the player, or it's like it becomes less about skill and more about like paying to win. Like Call of Duty, you know? Like I feel like I was getting decent at fucking Warzone and then they pull some shit. And,
Yeah.
And so like, good job, dude. Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
And I watched a video of one of my favorite YouTubers, Nakey Jakey, I was telling you about.
Yeah.
He made an hour-long video, which you guys should go watch that if you guys are interested in like competitive gaming and like people getting into something like that, and then like how like their journey through it. You should watch it. Him talking about Counter-Strike, because he said he's like, one of my friends was really into Counter-Strike. He's like, I filmed every single one of my games. I wanted to get to like a reasonable like rank or whatever, and this is my journey on how I got there. And he did like a whole documentary thing on it. It was really fascinating to watch, actually. Which that game also has like a really greedy gambling system to it.
Oh yeah, the cases.
With the cases, which that aspect of it I don't fucking like. But the aspect I do like about Counter-Strike is that that game has pretty much been the same as its game for years, as far as how it plays.
Where it's like there's not a lot of like feels like save for Valorant, but that has its own taste and flavor too. And as the game is evolving, it's kind of straying away from the Counter-Strike-isms and going in more into Overwatch.
See, and that's what I don't like about Valorant. That was the one thing where I was like, I'm not really, but I did love the shooting aspect of it. And so I'm thinking, I'm like, he kind of inspired me in a way. I was like, maybe Counter-Strike might be the game I pick up like competitively, where I'm like, I kind of want to get decent with this.
Okay.
And it's because like I already like shooters a lot in general. Like I love shooters. Like think about it. I love the Doom games. I was really good at Call of Duty. I love first person shooters. I loved Half-Life. It originally ran off of Half-Life's engine, the Source engine. I'm pretty sure Counter-Strike 2, it runs off the new Source engine. So I'm like thinking, maybe Counter-Strike might be something I try to get decent at.
Well, if you want someone to play with, I have played. I used to play a fair bit of Counter-Strike back in the day, and we can talk for as long as you want to. I just got done what I wanted to get done for this recording, but we can still keep chatting. Because I used to be pretty into Counter-Strike in my high school days. It's been a long time. I don't mind casually booting up here and there. I think we played was that me and you?
Yeah, we played Counter-Strike together before. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never just actually tried to like get better at it though. Like I've never actually like tried to like memorize maps, memorize locations, get better at like, aiming. I didn't like strafing
your
or crouching.
Points, your lineups for your Molotovs and shit.
Yeah, like your bank shots, all those. Like I like watching that video, I was like, damn, like this might be the game for me to like, because the thing about it is like, I know we're just kind of rambling at this point. It's just a podcast at this point, but like I feel like most of my friends have their competitive game. Like you have fighting games. My buddy Paxton has Rocket League. And the thing about like both of those types of games is that at its core, the game will stay the same. I feel like no matter how many years you put into the game is the game. You can buy all the fucking skins or whatever you want, but the game at its mechanical core is going to be the same. And that's what I want a game like that. But I want it to be a shooter. And I feel like most shooters always evolve or devolve into something that you're like, this is not the game I started playing.
Yeah.
And that's my issue with competitive gaming. And the gambling aspect aside on Counter-Strike, I feel like take that out of it. The game itself is the game. And it's been like that for fucking years. All they do is put a new fresh coat of paint on it. So I'm like, that might actually be the game that I actually like. You know what? I'm like, I'll like actually watch videos on like how to get better and like what do I do to like make my aiming a little stronger and like actually learn how to get decent with the game and just see if I can get good at it. Like,
and we're gonna have a Counter-Strike stream tomorrow. No, I'm kidding.
24-hour live stream.
24-hour Counter-Strike.
But anyway, that's it. We can end the video though.
Well, yeah, this was lovely. I feel like we had a little bit of a weird start just with like a couple of like, getting in the swing of things, handling this guy, getting him all sorted and stuff like that. But that evolved into a good time for me. I really enjoyed chatting with you.
Yeah, I feel like we had actually a really good conversation.
And I think we'll just keep on trucking like this, where it's just like we finish a level, We chat for a bit, and then that's just the episode. I'll probably upload this as well in one big chunk.
And my apologies to you too. I know you're trying to lock in on this, and I was just bringing on. I was like,
you are straight. I did my best.
I was trying so hard to like, just I don't know. I wasn't trying to distract you from the game. That's partially my bad. I'm like, bro was trying to hella focus on what I was saying and fucking fight. I'm like, respect, bro. I couldn't do it.
I was putting my retard brain to the fullest of
there's
test,
no way
and now you know how to beat them.
Yeah, I do actually know.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see more, check out the rest of the channel. In the description, there's links to all kinds of stuff. It's both me and this guy, both of our Twitch, like my YouTube stuff. What else is down there for you? Do you have like SoundCloud on there? I don't even remember.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, you guys can follow us and support us, and be sure to help out our channel as well. If you guys like and rock with what we're doing and support it, the best way you can support us is by word of mouth, by telling your friends or making posts about the stuff that you like that we do, and just let us know that you like that we're doing it.
100%. We also have like reels of like what we do on this channel on our TikTok, which is Dual Talk. If you want to spread some of those to your friends and they like that, then they can come to this channel too. So go check out the TikTok.
See you guys on the next one. Hasta la pasta.
Hell yeah.